Hey y'all, it's the long-awaited day, at least long-awaited by some of you. I'm finally filming my earring collection tour, and it might end up being a declutter. I haven't made any decisions in advance, but I haven't decluttered my jewelry in a long time, so there might be a couple of pieces that I decide to either sell or give away, and I'll be making those decisions as I go through and show you all of my pairs of earrings one by one. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm Hannah, and I love beautiful things, but I don't like to have too many of them. That's part of why I might be decluttering my earrings today. I like to keep a tightly edited collection so that I can really lavish love on the things that I have and get good use out of the things that I have. So if beauty and fashion content like that sounds good to you, I hope you will subscribe. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. I keep most of my earrings in this velvet case. I just keep it open on a table. Right now, Joe and I are living basically in the dining room of some friends of ours. We've been waiting out the pandemic in our friend's house. So we don't have closets. And so I'm just keeping these on a table that's near where I get ready for filming so that I can access them easily and decide which pair to wear when I'm sitting down to film, or on those very rare occasions when I leave the house, they're also easy to access then. But even when we've lived in an apartment, I have liked having my earrings open like this rather than in a drawer tucked away. I like having it so that I can see them all and they look really tempting because it means that I think of them more and I end up wearing them more. But my earring collection has outgrown just this, although it might not just be that the number of earrings is too many for this, because I have put some non-earring things in a couple of these spaces just so that they'll all be filled. So I actually don't have more little squares here than I have pairs of earrings, but I do have some pairs of earrings that don't fit in these squares. And so I've been keeping them in their boxes, and I also kind of like the boxes. I just like, there are a couple of these where I feel like the boxes are really pretty, and I like having these earring boxes next to my earring collection. And so this is basically what my jewelry moment in my home looks like. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to zoom you in. I'm going to go through one by one. I'm going to start in this corner and I'm just going to go through like this. I'm going to talk about each pair of earrings one by one, and then I'll go through these, and then I'll go through these. I did take some B-roll footage of myself trying on every single pair of earrings, but I think what I'm going to do is to wait and roll that footage all at once at the end, rather than intercutting it. So if you'd like to see any one of these pairs of earrings in my ears, just wait for the end of the video and you'll be able to see them. I'll roll that with some music. It'll be like a little montage, and there'll also be a timestamp down below. So if you'd like to click straight to that montage and see me wearing every single pair of earrings, you can do that. Okay, starting with this pair that was in the top corner, although when I took them out, I saw that there's a bunch of other stuff in here too. And so I am going to be doing a little bit of cleaning and sorting as we go through. There's some bobby pins in here. There's this really cool little ear climber in here and some earring backs floating around. There's also some cat hair in there. I hope there's not this much cat hair in every single one of these squares. I definitely need to collect all of the little tiny huggy hoops together and sort through them. Some of them have gotten really worn out because I've had them in my ears for a super long time, and some of them I just probably am never going to use. Almost all of my little hoops like this have come in PR from time to time. I have rarely bought myself a little thing like this, so I have more than I would have ever bought, and I have more than I need. So at some point I'm going to sort through all of those. So I'll collect them in a pile, and then I'll also collect my earring backs in another pile, and maybe just start keeping them all in their own little square so I can always find them. In any case, this is the first pair of earrings, and I really do love this pair. These are from JCrew. JCrew makes a great costume earring, but all of the ones that I own are from years ago. I'm sure that they're not available on the JCrew website anymore. I mean, I think that these are 5 or 6 years, these might even be 6 years old. Like, I bought them on sale from JCrew 6 years ago. But they might still be available on the resale market. I find that JCrew costume jewelry is often something that you can find on the resale market at a much lower price than it's sold for new. If you're looking for some statement earrings on the secondhand market and you want to make sure that they, are going to be made out of materials that will last, that won't irritate your ears, and they're just relatively sturdy and well designed, then searching for earrings from JCrew is a good starting place in my experience. I like these because they have a vintage feel, they have movement, the color is this kind of murky green, and I like that they also have this sparkly gem that elevates them a bit, makes them a little bit fancier. I find that there's something that I can dress up or down, as opposed to most tassel earrings, especially ones that just have wire hoops or something. Those tend to seem much, much more casual. A baby cockroach is literally in the video. Do you see that? That is a baby cockroach. The other thing that was in the compartment with those tassel earrings is this. It's an ear climber, and I did take footage of myself wearing this, so you'll be able to see that in the B-roll footage montage. It was sent to me by a small independent jeweler called the Serpent and the Swan, I believe based out of Australia. I really like their work and it's beautiful quality, especially for the price. This is a bit tarnished right now. It could definitely use a polish. When it arrived to me, it was much shinier than this, but I'm sure that it will polish up beautifully. It's a super cool piece. This pair is also from JCrew, but also from a really, really long time ago. These might even be older than the tassel earrings. These are members of my OG earring collection. I think there are 4 or 5 pairs of earrings in here that I've had for a really long time, for the better part of my adult life. And they've been to, dozens of tango festivals. I've just worn them to hundreds of milongas, danced the night away in this pair of earrings more times than I can count or remember. And I like them because I have that combination that I always love in fashion of masculinity and femininity. And by that, I mean they have a bold quality, kind of a structural quality, combined with some organic elements. So this structural bar, this ball and chain type of silhouette, but then flowers and rhinestones as well. I don't wear very much blue, so these are usually a pop of color in an outfit for me when I wear them. And of course, they move beautifully. Okay, the next compartment here is full of all sorts of little things. This is a locket that I've had since I was about 6 years old. It might be the thing that I've had the longest of everything that's currently in my possession, but we're only talking about earrings today. Okay, these are all little tiny huggies and studs. I'm just gonna keep collecting them and then I'll sort through them all at the end or when I get to the point where they're all collected in a pile. This is a really great pair of earrings. They're from Ana Luisa. And, I thought they would be really great. I don't end up wearing them as much as I expected to because the bar is kind of sharp. The part that goes through your ear, it's not round. It's kind of got edges. It's not like this causes excruciating pain, but it's definitely not as comfortable to wear as I was hoping that these earrings would be, because this is the kind of thing that I could see myself just putting in my ear and having in my ear as just a default easy to wear earring all the time. But because of the shape of this bar, they're not actually that easy to wear. I like how they look. They end up looking kind of like a gold pearl earring, like a gold version of a very large pearl earring. And it's classy, it's classic. They look very beautiful. I'll definitely wear them, I'll continue to wear them. I like wearing them when I have on some kind of statement garment and I don't want my earrings to compete with my garment, but I do want them to frame my face and adorn my ears and just add a little something, something. These tend to come in handy in that kind of a situation. And these could come in handy in that kind of situation as well, but I don't find myself wearing them very often. These were really handy when I was, out dancing tango every single night of the week for weeks, months, years on end, which is something that I did in my mid-20s. And I wore these a lot because they are completely enclosed. You know what I mean? They clip into my ear. They're not a hook. They don't have a back that can fall off. It's something that I could put on and just wear and dance and dance and dance and never worry about them. And for such small earrings, they do provide a nice little glint from the ear, a little glint of green. And they have that kind of vintage quality. I haven't worn them in a long time, but I can see myself wearing them again in the future. This right here is another pair from Ana Luisa, and these, similar to this pair, I thought these would be more practical than they are. It's basically the exact same story. I absolutely love the way that these look. I absolutely love them. You'll see in the footage, they just are so cool. I just love that they're asymmetrical like this. I love the kind of modern structural quality. I also like that they provide sort of a hoop statement, like the way that a hoop provides a subtle statement, but there's something even more artistic about them than basic hoops. They're just excellent. However, they're just not quite as comfortable as I was hoping they would be. And, it's these spiky things that are on stud earrings, they just they spike me. I can't wear them around the clock. You know what I mean? I can put them on to look good for a video or for dinner or like for the day or something like that. But then I'm always taking them off at the end of the day or taking them off even just when I'm done filming or something. I'm taking them out. I don't feel like I can just throw them in my ears and go in quite the same way. I feel a little bit like these posts are maybe longer than they needed to be. They tend to really poke into my neck when I'm wearing them. And, so it's not like they're unusable. They're really great earrings and I'm definitely going to keep them. I really, really like them. I just find that I don't wear them as frequently as I thought that I would because they don't have that versatility and comfort that I like in my less statement earrings. Like when an earring like this doesn't have that versatility and comfort, I don't mind it as much because I'm really just wearing these to go out, you know what I mean, or for a look. But an earring like this, I would love it if it had a little more versatility and comfort because I would wear it a lot more. And the same is true of these. This is currently my favorite pair of earrings, and it's hard not to imagine that they'll be my all-time favorite pair of earrings. They were a gift from Joe, which also makes them special. I actually rented these earrings through Rent the Runway a couple of years ago when I had received a free month of Rent the Runway as a gift, and I really, really wanted to keep them. I wanted to buy them, but I couldn't. They were just too expensive for me. And I think like an entire year later, I think it was my birthday, a full year later, I saw that they had gone on sale on the Lili Sadougi website. They're by the designer Lili Sadougi. And I put them on my birthday wish list and Joe got them for me as a birthday gift. And I feel so incredibly lucky to have them. I really love tortoiseshell. I really love this sort of like swirled acetate look. And the fact that they're sort of like a purple tortoiseshell and they're also floral, they really take the light. They're kind of translucent. The way that they handle light is very beautiful. And I love how sculptural they are on the ears. I just had to give you a close-up of these. I mean, honestly. And those little glass crystals also do catch the light and sparkle beautifully. They've got a lot going on, but in a very, very kind of bold statement way. This right here is one of my 2 pairs of go-to hoops. This is the larger pair. So they're probably my second most worn earrings because the smaller pair of hoops, the slightly smaller pair, is my most worn pair of earrings. But I wear these quite a lot. I find that they flatter almost any look. They look good with almost any outfit. I wear them a lot when I'm filming. And I also wear them a lot when I'm going out and about. These are also by Ana Luisa. They sent them to me years ago when I did some sponsored content for them. And they've been holding up beautifully. I mean, they look exactly the way that they looked when they arrived. I like that they're kind of bold, but they're very lightweight because they're hollow. And I think that these are called the Tia hoops, the Tia large, but I'm not sure that they carry them anymore on their website. Moving right along, this is another favorite pair of mine, and these are also by JCrew. And this is a pair of earrings that I fell in love with during my no-buy year, and I really wanted to buy them. But of course, I couldn't because it was my no-buy year and I didn't buy them. But I put them on my Christmas wish list that year, and my sweet and wonderful cousin bought them for me as a Christmas gift. And I was so grateful and so elated. And so they do have some sentimental value for that reason. I mean, they represent to me the fact that I stayed strong during my no-buy year and didn't buy them for myself. And then they also represent the love of my cousin, and that's very sweet. I also just think they are stunning. I love mirrored acrylic. Like, I love anything mirrored in furniture or in jewelry or anything. I love mirrored stuff in fashion. So they've got all of this mirrored stuff going on. They've got these crystals, and they also have a lot of movement, are dangly. They're just absolutely stunning. There are so many things that I love in fashion and in jewelry that's represented by these earrings. And they also have that combination of masculinity and femininity, you know, the softness and the structure combined that I love. But again, these were released a long time ago. You know, it was 2018 when they were new on JCrew. They might still be available in the secondhand market though. This is another OG pair. These are also from JCrew. I love these. The iridescent quality is so wonderful and they look really, really good. They really light up on the ears. There's something about this kind of like icy iridescent green also that stands out quite well from my hair and skin. They stand out on me. Some earrings kind of disappear onto a person and some stand out, and these really stand out. They have a fanciness. I used to think of them kind of as like my most formal or fanciest earrings. This is another pair that's been with me for so many years, so many tango events, tango performances. I mean, I've just worn them and worn them and worn them. This pair is really, it belongs to the OG earring squad as well. And I can even see now that I look at them up close that they are kind of starting to get a little bit worn out. Like the iridescence may be starting to wear off of them a little bit, but you can't tell when they're on. I mean, they're still in beautiful shape. And I'm sure that I will wear them. I don't wear them enough, I feel, on camera. I feel like I often feel like they're too fancy for the look that I'm wearing on YouTube, but I have worn them casually a couple of times and they actually work well. I should start wearing these more on camera. Okay, this pair is pretty new to me. This was sent to me by a brand, a little boutique called the Happiness Boutique. And I have mixed feelings about them because I really love the way that they look. I've been wearing my other hoops, my simple hoops, so much that I've kind of been on the lookout every time I've thought about acquiring new earrings. I've been on the lookout for hoops that have that same kind of simplicity, that sort of bold simplicity, and then I can wear with almost anything and that I could wear as frequently as I wear my other hoops, because I just feel like I wear those other hoops almost too much. Like it would be nice to mix it up a little bit, especially on YouTube. And so these promised to be that. I think that if they didn't have the couple of issues that they do have, they would be in as constant a rotation as those Ana Luisa hoops. But they're a bit heavy. They're much heavier than I expected them to be. And they have that same kind of slightly hurdy post. They have this thing going on, this ear wire that kind of has edges. And, you know, if they weren't so heavy, it wouldn't be so bad. But, you know, I'm sticking this thing that's a little bit hurdy through my ear hole, and then they're like weighing down a little bit on my ears. And so I can wear them. And whenever I've worn them on camera, they've looked beautiful and I've gotten lots of compliments on them. I mean, they are really, really, really flattering, and I like the brassy color, but I always take them out as soon as I'm done filming. I really wear them as like a piece of costuming, and I don't think that I'm going to be wearing them very often. Once the world opens up and I'm able to like go see friends and go to dinner and stuff, I could see myself not wanting to reach for them for those kinds of things because I don't really want to spend long hours in them. I guess if there was any justice in the world, they would be on the chopping block. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of thing that I traditionally declutter when it's like, it's really great, but I am not going to wear them very often. I don't really feel like they're as useful to me as I thought they were going to be, et cetera, et cetera. But I just don't feel like I have it in me to do that with these yet today. I feel like there are still going to be videos for which I'm glad that I kept them so that I can wear them, because it's always good to have this kind of thing to wear on YouTube just to kind of complete a look and mix it up a little bit. So I don't feel like I have enough variety of earrings that I can just let go of a pair like this that does help me costume myself for YouTube just because they're not perfect in every way. This pair, on the other hand, is kind of the opposite. This is another pair that was sent by Ana Luisa when I was doing sponsored content for them a couple of years ago. They're such amazing earrings. They are so beautiful, and they are very statement, but very lightweight, effortless to wear. I really, really think that they're wonderful, and I don't end up wearing them very often because I feel like they're a little bit too much. I just feel sometimes like they add too much, but I actually don't think that that's necessarily true. I think maybe I struggle to make them feel, I feel like this kind of earring can lean very arts and craftsy, depending on what else you're wearing it with, or it can lean very, very chic, kind of modernist, depending on what else you're wearing, right? And I think that when I'm getting ready, a lot of times I feel like whatever it is I'm already wearing is going to make them lean more arts and craftsy, and it's going to be like too much, too busy, a little bit too ostentatious. There have been several times when I've put them on and then at the last minute I switch them out for something else, like something a little bit more simple. So maybe what I need to do is to start building some looks around them, because when they work, they really, really, really work. And I definitely don't want to declutter them. Like I really like having them. I just need to figure out how to wear them more because they're so special. These I've also had for a really long time. I think that I bought these when I was in line at Anthropologie years ago. This was like way before my Novi year, when I had a shopping problem. I was in Anthropologie all the time. I used to be like a real haunt of Anthropologie. I saw them hanging, they always put the earrings like next to the checkout. I saw them hanging there and I was just like, they're so incredibly beautiful. It's like a sort of like a realistic flower petal dogwood kind of thing, and I bought them. And they are really beautiful. I love them when I wear them. I like them around the holidays. I feel like they are a really lovely kind of like holiday earring, or like alternative to a holiday earring. I don't end up wearing them as much as I maybe thought that I would, because they kind of lay flat against the head. So they don't add very much framing to the face, because when I look at you straight on when I'm wearing them, you can't really see them. And they do disappear into my hair if I wear them with my hair down. But this is like a good, different, like they're different. All of these sort of OG earrings for me, this like dangly tassel, dangly flower burst, dangly iridescent chandelier thingy, dangly mirrored crystal, everything's like dangly and shiny and stuff. So these definitely provide a bit of silhouette diversity. I have fewer of this kind of thing. Okay, so we've gone through the top row, we've gone through the second row. Here at the end are just a couple of pins. These are not earrings, so we're gonna skip over them. And then down here, these also provide that silhouette diversity. These were actually also PR. These were sent to me by a brand to wear on my channel, but it's a small independent jewelry designer named Carolina Alatorre. She wrote to me herself. She's a subscriber and a viewer, and she asked if she could send me a couple pieces. So she sent me a couple of pairs of earrings, and they're both in this video. They're so beautiful. I really, really like her work. I think that this collection was like playing cards themed. So there's the spade and also the hearts. So it's like hearts and spades together in one earring. And these are also kind of those like chunky studs. They also provide that sort of silhouette diversity. This isn't the kind of earring that I have the most of, and I do like wearing them, especially on YouTube. They are kind of like an alternative hoop. They provide a similar kind of simple face framing, similar to what a hoop provides, but there's a lot more design interest here than there is in a simple hoop. This right here is a necklace. It's like my one necklace, my only necklace, but we're skipping it because it's not earrings. And then this is a pair, a really interesting pair, but it's actually on the chopping block. Okay, so I bought these earrings years ago, again, when I was in the throes of like my worst shopping behavior. I was in a really fancy shoe shop, like a really like haute handmade shoe shop in Portland, Oregon named Halo Shoes. They do make very beautiful shoes. If you live in Portland or near it, and if you've never been to Halo Shoes, I recommend stopping by there at least once in your life just to revel in the beauty. So they mostly sell shoes, but they have some jewelry, some accessories there sometimes. And these were there and I just fell for them. And I bought them. They were kind of expensive. They're by this, I think, sort of niche designer. They actually have a little tag dangling down that has the name of the designer on it. So you can see it right there. I think it's pronounced Bicocchi. So I actually looked up this designer. At the time, I didn't really know anything about it. And I definitely shouldn't have been buying them. I mean, this was like way before my no-buy year. I think this was probably like 8 to 10 years ago that this happened. And I did wear them to a lot of tango events. Like they were part of the OG earring squad that I've been talking about. I wore them to a lot of tango events. They are really special. They do add this kind of like grunge glamour to a look, but they aren't the most comfortable. And the main issue that I have with them is that they have these wire hooks. And you might have noticed that so far you haven't seen a single pair of earrings from me that have these hooks. I don't really like earrings that have hooks like this. I don't really like the way they feel, and I don't really like the way that they look on me. I really like it when an earring has like the complete quality of something like this, where there's something adorning the post. The part that goes through your ear is like part of the earring, as opposed to something like this where it feels like the earring starts down here and then there's just this like wire going through your ear. I just have learned over the years that I have a preference for something that feels like the entire thing is structurally the earring. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying, but I find that I don't wear these very often because they have hooks, and because even though they're very dramatic, they get kind of lost on me, especially if my hair is down. They just don't stand out on me the way that I think that they would on someone else. I think that they would suit someone else much better. I think that what I'm going to do is sell them on Poshmark after today. I've looked them up, and there are a number of pieces by this jeweler on the resale market. I think it might be something that I can sell. So if you're interested, you can check my Poshmark for them. I'll probably put them, I'll probably try to list them actually before I even make this video live. So I'll link that down below. All right, continuing on. This is another favorite pair. I'm a real sucker for anything mirrored, as I've said. I'm a real sucker for chartreuse, and I love these pairs. I just love them. I saw them on Instagram, I remember, and it was just, you know, when you see something and you just know, like you just know that it's for you. And when that happens to me, when I have that feeling, the only thing that would prevent me from buying the thing, when I have like the feeling of complete confident knowledge, is the price and or my budget. You know what I mean? So I saw the picture of these and I was like, oh my gosh, if those are within my current budget, I'm going to get them and I'm going to love them forever. And they were within my budget. So I got them and I'm going to love them forever. They too are that sort of like large statement stud. You know what I mean? They don't dangle. They don't have movement. They're in the minority in terms of my overall collection. And that's another good thing about them. But I dream of buying another pair of earrings from Wolf and Moon someday. I really, really, really love their work. They're wooden, so they're very lightweight. You can see it's like this acrylic overlay on a wooden back. It's such a good way to make an earring because of the issue of weight. They're just so easy to wear. And some of the earrings that I've peeped from Wolf and Moon from time to time are like much, much bigger. Like they make these huge, dangly, sculptural, structural pieces. And, you know, you can tell that they'd just be incredibly easy to wear, again, because they're so lightweight. So I really, really like this company. I am not in a position to be buying more earrings right now, but I feel like the next time I want to buy some earrings, I'm going to look into getting a more statement pair from Wolf and Moon. This is another pair that's definitely part of the OG squad. This is another pair that I've worn dancing tango hundreds of times. I used to just wear them. They were on constant rotation. Like I'd wear them once a week or something when I went out. And they're on the chopping block because of the ear wires. These actually are, they're kind of heavy. And back in the day when I was in my early and mid 20s, it didn't bother me. But now that I'm in my like mid 30s and my ears are 36 years old, my ears can't take as heavy of earrings as frequently. And these also have those really, really thin ear wires. And so I don't like these ear wires aesthetically. I just feel like this is such an incredibly luxe, indulgently bejeweled earring. And then it's got this like just little skinny ear wire that looks like you got it for 50 cents at the Michaels. If that were the only issue, then I might just switch them out. And maybe that is what I should do. I'm kind of toying with the idea of just replacing these ear wires with something that's more comfortable for me to wear, something that I like the looks of better. But the thing is, I do have plenty of earrings. Like I really like the earrings that I have. And I don't know if I would sell these because they're missing a couple of gems. Yeah, see, one of the little jewels has fallen off there. I don't know, y'all. I mean, what I might do is give them away, like give them away to a family member or to a friend. But I also might look into just replacing the ear wires with something else. For the time being, I'm going to set them aside. I'm going to put them with the other earrings that I've decided to sell Although now that I'm thinking about it, I could also replace the ear wires on those. You guys will have to tell me in the comment section down below, after you watch the footage of me wearing these long dangly earrings and these kind of heavy earrings, do you think that I should try to replace the ear wire hooks and just keep them in my collection and start wearing both of them more? Or do you think I should sell this pair and give this pair away? This pair is also on the chopping block. These are also from Ana Luisa. Also, they were PR when I was working with them. I really liked them at the time, and I still really like them in theory. I love that one pair is blue and one is red. I love that they're kind of like painterly, but I just never wear them. And I don't think that I eschew them because I dislike them, because again, I quite like them. I think that I overlook them just because I have so many pairs of earrings that I like better. So these are a great candidate for decluttering. I'm going to let these go. I'm going to give them away, maybe to my sister. I might see if my sister thinks that she would wear them. So we're moving right along here on the bottom row. There are a couple more Huggies in here. This is a ring. And this pair was in there. I've been wearing these constantly since I got them. This is a pair that I got recently with part of my budget. And I talked about these in my recent video about how I spent my spring and summer budget. And I actually have a little box here. I haven't been keeping them in the box because I've been wearing them all the time. So I've been like taking them off and just throwing them in here and then wearing them. This thing is really a cat hair magnet, you guys, and a Bradu magnet, as Joe would say. Bradu is what he calls little bits of fuzz. So when I take them off, I've just been like throwing them in here, and then I've been taking them back out and wearing them again. But I've been keeping them in my ears, and I've actually been sleeping with them in my ears, working out and showering with them in my ears. So even though they're a little bit dangly, they have been really, really great and practical for me. I'm so glad that I decided to get them. But I wanted to show you the box because it's beautiful. These are from an Etsy shop, Caitlin Minimalist. They came in this soft little bag, which I imagine would be great for travel and would be good for storage if I wasn't just wearing them around the clock. These right here are my most worn hoops. This is my most worn pair of earrings. I mean, you guys know, I wear them constantly. When in doubt, I just throw these on. These are so wonderful for me, so practical. They're also from Ana Luisa. They're the Tia medium hoops, I think. I think that these are the Tia mediums and these are the Tia large. And I think that the last time I checked, they still had the Tia medium on the website, but not the Tia large. I'm not sure though. I mean, these are just workhorse hoops. They're really, really, really great. For me, the only thing that would make them better is if they had some sort of connector instead of being studs, or instead of being posts like this with backs. I prefer earrings that go all the way through the ear to earrings that have stud posts with backs like this, but it doesn't keep me from wearing them constantly. I really love the look. I like the thickness of them. I like how lightweight they are. They're the perfect hoops. All right, we're almost done, closing in on it. This is another pair from JCrew. I have a lot of JCrew earrings. I mean, JCrew makes a great earring. What can I say? So these earrings, I think that I bought them from eBay a couple of years ago. I think it might even have been before my no-buy year. I think I bought these from eBay in 2016 or 2017. So they're old. They were released by JCrew years and years ago, I think as part of a holiday release. And they do strike me as slightly holiday. They kind of make me think of wreaths. They have this dark green in them. But I have been known to wear them year round, but I really start pulling them out and wearing them a lot at the holidays. I like that they're kind of a hoop alternative as well. Like it's a hoop shape, but they're not exactly hoops, hoop earrings. And, you know, I like that they have the movement and sparkle. And I like this sort of like musky, dusky, kind of foresty tone. They're not my absolutely favorite pair. They're not even my favorites of the pairs that I have from JCrew, but I know that I will continue to wear them. This is a good earring for adding something without adding too much to an outfit. This is one of my favorite pairs, actually, that Ana Luisa sent to me. I think this is the last pair of Ana Luisa earrings that's in here. And, you know, as you've seen, not all of them have ended up suiting me as well as I hoped that they would, but I feel like this pair really suits. I think that this pair goes really well with kind of like my current earring aesthetic. I used to be more into these like piles of kind of organic, chaotic, rhinestoney little flowers and stuff. And I do still love this kind of thing, still wear these. But what I appreciate about these is that they are more minimal, but they're still sculptural, structural. They have a bold quality. Again, they have that combination of softness and structure. I feel like these are kind of all softness. You know what I mean? They're all kind of like organic, floral chaos. Whereas these have, they have like a sleekness to them, a bold quality to them, but they also are soft, you know, because they're these swoops. This sort of like Mobius swoop. So I love these. I actually feel like I don't wear them enough, or I don't wear them in an amount that's commensurate with how much I love them. So seeing them here in this tour is reminding me about them and making me want to wear them more. These are also a great hoop alternative. I feel like they provide the face framing and the glint of gold and everything that a hoop like this provides, but with just a little bit more sculptural interest. And then the last pair that's here in the box, these are also from Carolina Alatorre. These are from a collection that was inspired by the artwork of Gustav Klimt, and I love them. Can you even? Because I cannot. I genuinely cannot. The only thing that keeps me from wearing these constantly is the fact that they also have that kind of close to the head, sort of like an oversized vintage stud earring. I mean, maybe stud isn't the word for that shape of earring, but you know, those like big round earrings that lie close to your ear or close to your head that don't dangle. These are all of the pairs that I have that are like that. I mean, technically these Lili Sadoughi earrings are like that. They just sort of like stick out from your head, but they're so sculptural and they are so big that they really have a presence on the ear. They don't lie flat against the head the way that these 4 pairs do. Actually, it's 5 pairs because these ones also kind of lay flat against the head. And actually, it's kind of 6 pairs because these kind of do that as well. This pair kind of does that, depending on which ear you wear them in. If you wear them, I think the way they're supposed to be worn, they're a little bit flatter against the head. If you switch them the other way, they kind of stick out. So they're more like a combination of an earring like this and a hoop. And I don't really think of them as one of those like flat against the head pairs. These are the 4 pairs that I think of as like my statement earrings that have that sort of like flatter, less impactful silhouette. I like all 4 of these enough to keep them, and I wear them enough to keep them, but I don't end up wearing them as much as I wear the other ones that have more movement. This is something I'm kind of realizing right now as I talk my way through my earring collection. Okay, I need to sort these Huggies. I'm just gonna do it really, really quickly. I'm just gonna pull out the ones that I think that I might wear again. And I'm just gonna keep those. And then here are a bunch of earring backs, which is really great to have pulled out because I'm often without them. Not all of these earrings in here have backs attached. Some of them are being stored without backs because they don't have enough earring backs to go with all of the earrings. But I am actually going to try to pair these backs up with earrings that are missing them right now. So of the earrings that I have been storing in this little like velvet compartment box, These are the ones that I've selected to basically be on the chopping block. These I'm definitely going to give away. These are just totally worn out. All these little huggies have spent like months, if not years, in my ears, and all the plating has worn off. These I am either going to give away or I'm going to replace the ear wires, and these I'm either going to sell or replace the ear wires. But I haven't quite decided about these two yet. All right, y'all, we're getting into my newest acquisitions, and they're all pretty fancy. So hold on to your hats. These are 2 pairs of earrings that are by the brand Cult Gaia. And, I'm storing each one of them in its box, although they don't fit very well into the boxes or the little envelopes. But these are the boxes that they came with. And, I'm enjoying keeping them in their very, very pretty packaging. I featured these recently. I showed them in the video about how I spent my spring and summer budget. Although, as you'll know, if you watched that video, I didn't exactly spend my spring and summer budget on them. They were essentially PR from Nordstrom because the Nordstrom anniversary sale is going on right now, and they're promoting it through influencers. They let me pick a couple of things to wear on my channel, and this is what I picked. It's always exciting when super, super special stuff comes my way or comes into my collection of beautiful things because of my work on YouTube. I'm really, really grateful that I have these earrings, and I can't wait to wear them on my channel over and over and over again. Again, I showed this in that video, but in case you didn't see it, this is how they work. So this is the post and this is the earring back. They actually do come with spacers for storage. I just haven't been keeping the spacers in them, but that's how it works. When you put them on, your little ear takes up that little spot. You actually can mix and match them. I have worn them with like the feathers in front and the pearls in back and vice versa. And you can also wear the earring back with anything, right? Like you can put, I could put like this in the front. I haven't worn them like this yet, but I could, you can use this feathered earring back as the back for any earring that has a post. Maybe this combination someday. It's kind of a lot. Maybe this combination? Okay, these are the last 2 and most special pairs of earrings. Both of these are gifts from my grandmother on the occasion of my impending nuptials. So my grandmother has bought me some wedding accoutrements, some wedding accessories. And I think that this is the pair that I'm actually going to wear when we have our civil ceremony coming up. And I expect that I'll also wear this pair a lot for like wedding adjacent activities. Both of these are clearly by the brand Jennifer Behr. Jennifer Behr makes accessories in general, like really, really nice high-end accessories, and also like has a bridal line. And that's kind of how I ended up looking at this kind of thing when thinking about wedding jewelry. I really like these hoops because they're so wearable. They're really sparkly. They have glamour to them, but I anticipate that even after all wedding events are over, I'll continue to wear them like forever a lot. I could see myself wearing these like pretty casually and wearing them a lot. They're going to occupy like a similar position to these. They're like the really, really glammed up and quirky version of these. It's hard to see under these lights, but they're really, really sparkly in low light. And these crystals are like bam. And then these are much more formal. These are the fanciest and most formal earrings that I've ever had. I mean, these are like the wedding earrings. So I anticipate that I will actually wear these for the civil ceremony and for the most formal events that end up surrounding our like marriage celebration, wedding celebrations. And then I'll wear them occasionally, hopefully for the rest of my life. They're a little bit heavy for just like casual, constant wear, but I love, love, love the silhouette. I really, really love them. These are also, again, incredibly sparkly. It's hard to see because they've got so much light on them right now. But in almost any situation, especially a low light or mid light situation or in the sun, they have so much sparkle and shine, and I love that. So yeah, both of these are really special. I still can't really believe my luck in life, like that I received such beautiful gifts. My grandmother was actually hoping to help me buy a wedding dress, but I'm not going to buy a wedding dress. And that's something that I'll be talking about soon on my channel. At some point, I'll talk about why I'm not buying a wedding dress and what I am going to wear to get married. So instead of getting me a dress or helping with the dress, she got me these earrings, and I really am happy with that because I'll be able to wear them over and over and over again, especially these. Like, I'll be able to wear them forever, unlike a wedding dress or most wedding dresses, which is something that, usually costs a lot of money and that you can only wear once. So this is like really, really special and also in its way practical wedding stuff. That is it, y'all. That is my collection of statement earrings, some of which I have had for a really, really long time, especially these like chunky ones up here in the corner, and some of which are brand new and very exciting because they're, wedding adjacent gifts or, these really, really special and unexpected bits of PR from Nordstrom. And I did succeed in decluttering a couple of pieces, some of those huggy hoops that were taking up space, at least one pair that I'm going to be giving away, like between 1 and 3 pairs are going to make their way out of my collection. At the very least, I kind of got to the point where I realized that I need to either fix these, make them more wearable for me, or give them away so that they don't just keep like languishing here and being beautiful, but being pieces that I never wear anymore. That's true of this pair and also of this pair. So some progress has been made, and those of you who've been wanting to see this and keep asking me about it have finally gotten to see my entire collection of earrings. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and I really hope you're remembering to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.